Oh, yesterday he was high and drunk. Yeah, that's the only way he was ever going to accept you. That's the only way he ever accepted to be with you. High and drunk. So please, be. I wasn't shooken or shaken at all. So it is. I'm not going to tell you what time it is. But the astral project people try to come today again because what I'm saying is on point. So I can't help my calling. It is what it is. It is with the times. So it comes with the territory. I have to get used to it. I'm already used to it now. Hey, you must be Jade's friends. Oh my god. It's not my fault, darling. It's not my fault. Can't fake what's real. Sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot that you're fake. I forgot. Yeah. So it's like everything about you is fake. Yeah, everything about you is fake. Your whole relationship is fake. Everything's fake. So love binding spells. At least I think that's what's called. Love binding spells. To make people fall in love with you. Like how sad. Do you know what I mean? I thank God I never need to do these things. Like when someone actually said they love me, like it was legit. It wasn't like, oh, some cauldron somewhere, some altar somewhere, some santeria somewhere. Huh? I feel sorry for you, man. I'm meant to be looking up to you. Do you know what I mean? I'm meant to be like, wow, that's what I want to be when I grow up. That's what I aspire to be. That's how I look at women. Anyways, it's not my fault. It is what it is. Deal with it. And instead of trying to like be the savage that you're not, okay? Because I'm really not. Like, I think you think that I'm shook. I think you think that I'm like some wasty, like, oh my god, like I'm in a spirit of fear. Oh my gosh, what's these noises? Darling, I was born in Africa. Do you know what I mean? Like, all this that you're doing, yeah, back home it's like normal, almost, in some areas. Do you know what I mean? Like, I used to have friends who, well, not back home, in university. Like, I remember I was going to say this story. Do you remember I was going to say this story, okay, about one of my mates, yeah? Like, basically, long story short is, I've had friends who, me and them were just laughing and joking, and then all of a sudden, like a demon would just like manifest. I didn't know back then, like, why I'd see these things, but yeah, I've seen supernatural stuff. Do you know what I mean? So in real life, so like this is not. It makes sense now with my calling. It makes sense now, but back then it was like, whoa, you know. There was this story. I'll tell you a story. This one I can actually tell you. Okay, so back in uni days, yeah. This was probably like my second year or third year. Second or final year. So basically, we was going out partying. Yeah. It was a Friday night. Yeah, it was a Friday night, yeah. And we was going out partying. And I was thinking to myself, well, I was meant to go. But I decided later I didn't want to go because I remembered because I used to work on weekends during uni days. So what happened was, yeah, my friends, yeah, they were like, it's like a party bus. So basically like a party coach. So the coach will basically go around all the universities, or you will say colleges, and pick up all the party people, and they'll all go to this club, and everyone's club all night basically. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I miss clubbing, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. So basically, yeah, before my mates went to go on the coach, yeah, party coach. We'll call it a party coach because it's more like that. So before my mates went to go on the coach, yeah, they were like, oh, I want to go have like some Subway. So it's like, because I lived on campus, yeah, I was like, okay, definitely, okay, cool, let's go. So I thought, let me go see them off before they go partying. So they're like, oh, it's late. And they're all drinking their alcohol, yeah. And then so they went to go eat before they go clubbing, yeah. So we went into Subway, and as we go into Subway, yeah, I go sit down on a table and I'm just waiting for my mates to come. So as I'm sitting down, obviously I'm just like looking around, like, oh yeah, sleep, oh yeah. So I'm just waiting for my friends to come. And what happened was, yeah, they ordered their Subway, yeah, and they were eating, and I was like, I'll eat later because I'll go home and eat because I lived on campus back then. So what happened was, yeah, like my mate was eating, yeah, and for whatever reason, like, started bleeding. I was like, what's my yeah? So I was like, oh, let me just wipe that off you. And just that's what we just us girls do, isn't it? So let me just wipe that off here. So as I'm wiping my friend's face off here, there's a guy, yeah, there's like a table behind us, or well, like I'm facing you. There'll be a table like behind me. So here I'm facing, yeah, so I'm facing you and you're looking at me in this camera, yeah. So you would basically be my friend, yeah, my friend, because there was two of them. One of them was driving there, and the other one was going to take the party coach. So you be my friend facing me, and I'm facing you. So behind my friend, yeah, there's another table in Subway. Now on the other table, yeah, there's a guy, yeah, and he's wearing like those beanie hats, yeah, and like a puff jacket, yeah. And all I could see was green eyes. And he was like literally piercing, looking at me, yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, yeah, it was on. I was like, okay. So, anyways, yeah, he was basically like looking at how I was interacting. Like, so my friend was like, he'd hurt himself, yeah. So I was like, oh Lord, let me just, these are just like study mates, do you know what I mean? Like they were in the same class as us, so, and this was one of them was like, it was like their first time going clubbing, so I was like, oh, let me help you out, oh, let me prop you up. So anyways, yeah, I was so happy for him. He's like, it was so cute. He's like, oh, it's my first clubbing. And I was like, oh, it's so cute. Let me help you up, yeah? Let me help you out. So you need to you do this when you go there. Don't be naughty, okay? He did really well. He got a first class. Like, he did really, really well for his university grades. Anyways, yeah. So as I'm like helping out my mate, yeah, there's a guy, yeah, and all I saw, yeah, was like literally his face turn, yeah. I could hear his voice. Okay, so first I heard his voice, yeah, it's like American voice, yeah. And it was like pure, because we're English, yeah, like obviously he really stood out. So I wasn't really taking notice because my friend had hurt himself. So I was like, oh, let me just like help you out. Let me just stop all the bleeding and stuff. So when as I was like helping him out, all of a sudden, yeah, it's just like quiet. And I wasn't paying attention. One of my friends had got up to go check his car and see whether or not it was parked correctly or whatever. Anyways, yeah, so he's like, oh, I'm just gonna go check my car and come back. I was like, yeah, we'll be here. So as I'm helping my friend out, yeah, all I saw, yeah, was like green eyes, like hazel eyes, like locked onto me like this, yeah. And I'm talking about, it's not like, oh, just looking in passing, or you just happen to look and like, oh okay, and then you just like do your own thing. I'm talking about lock on, like someone like literally watching me, yeah. At first, yeah, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna ignore, because that's my first go-to thing. I'm like, okay, this is a bit weird. Let me just like pretend like I'm not seeing this, but whatever, yeah. And then it became really uncomfortable. Like, he really made it known, like, oh, yeah, I'm really watching. Like, he was watching everything I was doing with my friend, like how I was wiping his face and how I was helping him and things like that. So once everything was sorted, my friend didn't know this was happening. Like, my friend was facing towards, like, how you're looking at me in this camera is how my face is, how he was facing towards me. But the guy was like on the other side looking at me, like how I'm looking. How can you see my eyes? Yeah, imagine someone on the other table looking into your eyes up, basically, yeah. So this was probably around like 11:30 p.m. at night, and like I said, I lived on campus, so it didn't really matter. So he was like just watching everything I was doing, yeah. And I was like, what the heck? What is this? It's not normal, okay? But I was just like, okay, let me just like pretend like I'm not seeing anything. Hold on. Actually, do you know what? I'm just gonna go on with it. So, what ended up happening is he it was weird, yeah, but basically he's like, hey. And I was like, hi. You know, it's like, oh, you're so kind. I was like, oh, thanks. You have to mind you, he's been watching me for like 10-20 minutes, yo. Didn't say a word. All I saw was his face hidden, yeah, because he had the beanie hat, yeah. And all I saw was green eyes, like, looking at me, like. So everything is hidden, do you get it? Because it was like winter time, so everything was hidden. Can you imagine, like, a winter jacket, face kind of, and then, like, a beanie on top, yeah? And all I'm seeing is green eyes piercing at me, do you get me? I'm thinking to myself, what is this? Anyways, yeah, so I'm freaked out, yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, what is this? So he's like, hey, you're so kind. And I was like, thanks. Yeah. And he's like, what's your name? Obviously, I say my name. And he's like, oh. I was like, oh, hi, my name is. And I go, oh, what's your name? And he said his name's Jinx. I was like, oh, that's an interesting name. Why is your name like that? He said, oh, don't worry. And I was like, oh, do you want to come and sit on our table? That's what I said to him, just to be like, you know, kind and stuff, like gesture. Do you want to come sit on our table? He's been watching me for like 20 minutes, yeah? Like, do you want to come sit on our table? Because he literally introduced himself. I was like, okay, what do I do? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be nice because I don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? So, like, do you want to come sit with us? Are you going to the party? Nah, I'm not going to the party. He's like, got proper American voice. Nah, I ain't going to the party. It's like, oh, okay. I've never seen you around here. I've actually never seen him ever. He looked like he had very sharp features on his face looked like someone had sculpted his face. Like, that's how he looked. He looked like, let me see if I can, I'm sorry, I'll be honest with you, yeah, he has a face, yeah, I cannot put it towards someone, but his face, he literally looked like he should do modeling. That's what he looked like. But there's something about him that was a bit like off. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But anyways, yeah, off in a sense that it felt like what I'm gonna say, my heart was racing. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, my heart was racing, not for the reason like, oh, I'm falling in love, or like, oh, my heart was racing, yeah, because he was very like mysterious, but like he looked like a vampire. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. That is what he actually looked like, a vampire. Like, that's what it was. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. That's how my heart was racing. Yeah, because I'm like, back then, yeah. Well, I used to be like into like anime and things like that. So I used to watch like a lot of anime stuff. And whenever there's like yeah, he looked like an anime character. That's how he actually looked like an anime character. Okay, so can you imagine? Yeah, all you see is piercing eyes. Yeah, looking at you. Yeah, from like some hidden stuff. Yeah, and then as this person's coming closer to you, he looking like legit like some anime character. Hands on the Bible. Yeah, he actually looked like a vampire. Okay, a vampire. That's how he actually looked like. Like, I was shook. I was actually shook, yeah, because like the way everything about him was like almost like he was from a different place, like a different world. Okay. Anyways, yeah. But he was really nice at the first time. He's really cool, really inviting. So he said his name is David. He said his name is David, yeah. And you know, he said that his father had called him Jinx. His father apparently is like some millionaire somewhere in New York, yeah. and he owns all these hotels, and he had come to study in London to do a postgraduate. And I was like, so you're a millionaire? And he's like, yeah, basically. And I was like, so why'd you come here, basically? Like, you're not meant to come here. You're meant to go like central London or something like that. Yeah. And he actually spoke like, yeah, well, that's not what I think. And like he actually spoke like, it felt like I was speaking to like The Simpsons. Like it actually felt like a movie, I'm not gonna lie. Every time, yeah. Whenever I saw this guy, he was always in the dark. I always saw him at night. Never saw him I rarely saw him at day. Like I saw him in the day, yeah. I'm not even saying this because I would just say that he's a vampire. Like a hands-on vampire. Every time he spoke, he came to approach me, yeah, it would always be like in the dark. So obviously when you live on campus, obviously when you go out to go shop, you go get like snacks, something like that, go back to your dorms. But anyways, yeah. What I didn't know, yeah, like back then, yeah, I had a friend who was more spiritual than me. This guy, he used to get real dreams, and like God would actually speak to him like proper. Like he was like the first person I ever met. Like God actually spoke. Like God actually speaks to you. Like yeah, and it was proper accurate. So like God will tell him all these secret things about this about like if he met you, yeah, if you like basically his testimony was he used to be he used to be like addicted to sex and masturbation and stuff like that, and the Lord set him free, and since then the Lord like gave him this like gift where I think it was dreams. It's both. It's either dreams, but the main thing about this guy was whenever he spoke to God, like God spoke to him. I was like, whoa. I was like, back then I was like, that is so like God Almighty speaks to you. Like that is amazing. Like I was so amazed by that. Like I could never like go to him and lie to him. Never. Because I felt so scared because every time he tried to like every time I needed help, yeah, I would always go to him. Yeah. Every time I was going through something, I would always go to him. What's God saying? Do you know what I mean? It was so late back then. Not knowing who I am now, can you imagine? Anyways, yeah. So back to this guy. So Jinx, his name is Jinx. Like his legit name, dad called him Jinx, yeah. He has this gift of music. He has this gift of playing I think it was the harp. It was either the harp or it was a very like a instrumental, like a proper like instrument. And like my other friend who could like God speaks to at the time, basically said like God gave him this gift, and whenever he plays this gift, like that's his gift, and that gift would obviously make him like famous and things like that. But he chose not to play this gift. So basically with him, yeah, is I'm not gonna say his story, Jinx. I'm not gonna say Jinx's story because it was a very sensitive story, and it involved like someone that he loved who obviously something happened to that person, and since then he's had this anger towards God since then. Do you know what I mean? So, but it was so weird because on campus, yeah, there was this girl that he saw, yeah, and it literally looked exactly like everything looked exactly like the person that he used to like had, you know, gone to the other life, you could say. And this girl doesn't even know who he was, but he'd always come over to her and like buy her like gifts and stuff, but she didn't even know what's going on. But it's like in his mind, it's like he's buying her or his lost lover gifts and stuff. It was so beautiful. Like, it was so beautiful. He used to go through like extreme depression, and he used to always talk about death. So I always kept him around, yeah, because I was like, yeah, you're not dying, okay? I know you've been through stuff, but I love you as a friend, and I want what's best for you. He's someone, yeah, I swear, like, he just needs good company. But there was this one night, yeah, this is what I really want to talk about. There was this one night, yeah, I was getting ready to go to my like part-time job back then, and it was like a Friday night, and like I said, I always see this guy, like he's like, hey, whoa, hey, you right? Yeah, what are you doing? Nothing. I was like, are you sure? Yeah. How you feeling? Are you feeling happy today? I still think about her. I was like, okay, don't worry, things are gonna be okay. hey, guess who I saw today? I was like, who did you see today? That girl that looks like her. It's like, really? Oh, she's so beautiful. I bought her a watch. I was like, really? Yeah. And it was, and I was literally, you know what I mean? I had to be that friend. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, yeah. Like I said, I always see him, like, if I'm going down to the shop or if I'm going out quickly, to go get something, yeah. Like some ungodly timings, yeah, by himself. Either with a bottle in his hand, yeah, or just like he always catch me. He's like, oh hey, I only talk to you because you're nice. I was like, wow. I felt privileged, you know. I want people like that to like speak to me because, you know, you could really be saving someone's life. Do you know what I mean? So I only talk to you because you're nice. I was like, really? Yeah, I don't talk to anyone else. I've never told anyone else about my story. And I was like, really? Wow. You know? And so that was this night, yeah, where basically, like, I was going to the corner shop, go get me some snacks. And like I said, he popped out and I was like, hey. He's like, hey. It's like, hey, why you're here? Like, at this time? Yeah. Are you okay? No. Okay. Do you want me to come sit with you? Okay. So I was literally gonna go get me some snacks, yeah. I thought, no. Sat with him on the bench, yeah. Cold as heck. Freezing. It's freezing, okay. It's probably like 10, 11 p.m. at night, yeah. All you see is Friday night, yeah. All you see is all the students, yeah, getting ready to go party. So you see all the girls like, oh my god, all drunk and stuff. I was like, oh, these lot look, oh, I wish I wasn't going to work. I was saying, I wish I wasn't going to work. I'll go party with these lot. Like, and then it happened there. So basically, he was sitting, yeah, and mind you, can you imagine that night, yeah? Oh, this guy has like, so he's from Jordan. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce. So basically, he's from the Jordan, like Jordan. So he's like Arab looking, like light skin, but he literally looks like he literally looks like a vampire. His hat is on. Every time I saw his hat, when you take his hat off, he literally looked like a cartoon character, like in the sense that he literally looked like an anime character. Like it was so scary, yeah. And can you imagine like green eyes looking at you like at night? Can you imagine? So and I always used to see him at night, and I always used to ask him, "Oh, do you want to come round? Are you sure you want to come round?" Because when I looked at him, I used to think like, is he eating? Because if he's not eating, yeah, and he's just like not looking after himself, you know, when people are on a self-destructive path, yeah, you can just see it. Do you know what I mean? So I used to be like, oh, do you want to come eat? So I used to go. These are just little things I do, but we were good friends anyways, and I wanted him to feel like he was happy, you know. He went through a lot. And he had a really bad relationship with his dad, and it was just a lot of things that was going on, and I was just trying to be a friend. I was there for him, so I used to like go make him like pasta and things like that, just to like cheer him up and stuff like that. This guy, he was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, you should do modeling. I was like scared to approach him. I was shocked that he even approached me to be his friend. Like that's how, like I was like, oh my god. Anyway, yeah. But because of what had happened in his past year, like obviously you can just tell that he was damaged by it. Anyways, yeah. Like he had a real structured, like his face is like a real structured jawline that could cut wood, and a nose like everything was clean cut. It was lit. It was like whoa, and then like green eyes that lit up at night. It was like whoa. It was looking like he actually looked like a wolf. Like it was actually that scary. Anyways, yeah. So basically, back to what I was saying. Yeah, so mind you, me and him are sitting on the bench, innit? I'm freezing. I'm like, oh, it's getting cold. Do you want to go home now? Do you know what I mean? Trying to like signal like I need to go. And then he's like, then some voice come out like, whoa. I'm like, whoa, what is this? Different voice, yo. Different voice. So all I saw was I'm sitting with him, me and him on a bench, like in the middle of like you said, like a football ground almost. and then you've got like the steps, and then you've got like the like where the classes are on the far end, yeah. So on the far end, yeah, there's like a whole group of white girls that walk past, yeah, and they'll smash, they're all like drunk as heck, yeah, and they're like, boy, they're screaming and shouting, yeah. His voice changed, yeah. When his voice changed, yeah, I was like, where's the escape, yeah? Hand on the Bible, this is a true life story, yeah. So his voice changed, yeah, and he goes, look at the masses. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, masses? He's looking at the white girls, innit? And he's like, look at them. Look at the sheep. Look at all these lost sheep. Now he's talking a different type of language. Like, he's saying, look at all those lost sheep. Now, in the Bible, yeah, that's the only language, like the lost sheep. I'm thinking to myself, lost sheep. The only time I've ever heard lost sheep here is when Jesus said it. And I was like, I'm thinking to myself, lost sheep? What's he talking about? And then he goes, I start laughing. He's got a bottle in his hand, yeah. So I'm like, you know. And then he goes, and then he turns to me and goes, yo, but you're different. And I'm like, different voice, yo. This is someone else talking to me. This is not him talking to me. This is someone else. This is someone else talking to me. So he turns around and goes, but you're different. And I'm like, whoa, what do you mean I'm different? He's like, you've got the light. You've got the light. I'm thinking to myself, I mean, what light? He's like, you're different from these lot. These lot are all lost. All these masses. We control the masses, he says. We control the masses. I'm thinking to myself, what? Yeah, but you've got the light. Like, you're different. You belong to him. I can tell. And I was like, whoa. And that was my first like few encounters of like a demon speaking to me. It was so like, and then he goes, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, with the bottle in his hand, yeah. We control the masses. They all following, like, he says, I'm gonna like paraphrase what he said, yeah. But basically he goes, in essence, yeah, basically what he's saying is like, we control the masses of the world, yeah. But you have the light, you're different. I felt like I wanted to run from there. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, do you want to come to Jesus? Back then, I didn't know who I was back then. All I knew was I was saved, innit? He's like, I was like, are you okay? I used to call him David. That's his real name, David, like in the Bible. That's actually his real name. He's like, don't call me David. It's like, he says his name is Jinx. So he believes that his life is like a jinx, basically. So his dad calls him that. So you can just tell, you know? So anyways, yeah. So he's waving the bottle in his hand, yeah. And he's like, so it's like 1 minute he's serious, yeah. And that voice that was speaking to me was different. That was not him. I said, do you want to come to mine? He's like, yeah, I'll come. Then his normal voice come, yeah, I'll come. So I was like, at that point, yeah, I was like, yeah, I need to call back, because I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I was like, what the heck, basically. So I was like, this was my first. I had another encounter with someone who's demon possessed, yeah, but that story I probably won't tell, because I'm still in contact with this person, and like I still have love for this person. So it's not their business. It's not like the public's business. I'm someone like, if you give me a secret, yeah, I'll keep it, because I love you. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, he's like, then I started walking back in it. Mind you, it's like Friday night, probably at 11 p.m. and the demon is speaking to me, talking about the masses. We control the masses, but you're different. You've got the light. So I knew it was an entity speaking to me, because normal people don't speak like that. And the light, obviously, back then I was obviously still sort of saved, born again. So I was like, whoa, he's talking about the light of Christ. Yeah, let me dip, basically. So I started to like move, innit? And mind you, like I said, his eyes, yeah. Can you imagine someone who looked like a vampire, yeah? Eyes lit up, green, lit up. His eyes looking like, like cars, yeah? When you light the car, when you turn on the lights of the car, his eyes lit up looking at me like, yeah, you got the light. I was getting freaked out. Obviously now I'm cool, but back then it was not like, I didn't expect to meet that. Do you know what I mean? So I started like moving, like, yeah, I think I need to go. I've got work tomorrow. I mean, you can come obviously trying to be nice, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. Because basically before my workplace that I was going to, like I had this guy friend there, yeah. He was from Mauritius, and he was telling me about a story about his friend where his friend, yeah, he's Muslim, this guy, and they call it jinn. So basically, he's saying that his friend had a jinn in him. We call it an evil spirit, and he's this jinn, yeah, basically basically he talked about a moment where his guy friend, yeah, I think they were having a conversation, and all of a sudden, yeah, his guy friend grabbed him and just threw him across the room. But it was like supernatural strength though. It wasn't like normal strength. And this voice out of nowhere was coming. And it was crazy because when he was telling me this story, yeah, he's like, oh, I need to go. My friend's here. I was like, who's your friend? It's that guy, the jinn. Like, it was like probably like midnight when he's saying that. So anyways, yeah. Back to Jinx, the Jinx story, yeah. So I started shuffling, innit? Because I need to do it because this is getting all weird. He's talking about these people are the sheep and they control the masses. He's talking about all these like he's talking like someone like a commander. Do you know what I mean? I was like, whoa. So anyways, yeah. What happened next is I started moving in it. He's like, oh, let me drop you home. I was like, really? Let me drop you home. That's the least I can do. Mind you, he's like, let me drop you home. I was thinking to myself, what the heck, basically, you know? So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Hand on the Bible, it's a true life story, yeah. He came to drop me home. I said, are you gonna be okay? Are you right? Yeah, I'll be okay. I'll be alright. Him by himself. And he literally stood there and watched me walk into my house and go straight to the top of because I had stairs in it, second floor. Can you imagine someone standing down there watching you? So after I'm telling you, vampire. He literally looked like a vampire. Okay, literally watched me go all the way to my room. He stood there out of the way, and then I looked in the window. He's still standing there, looking at me. And then he walked off. And there's a part where I was standing, where I was living. Yeah, there's a part where there's bushes, and then there's the car park, and there's like the road in it. So he went off to the road with a bottle in his hand. And then I never saw, from then, yeah, he stopped talking to me. Like, every time I see him, I'm like, you okay? He would just, like, air me. Because I think he felt like maybe I knew too much in terms of, like, what's going on. But he started to move with, like, these gangster boys and started to, like, smoke and things like that. And I was like, oh, man. So I told my other friend who God spoke to him, like, audibly. Like, I'm like, raw, God speaks to you audibly. That's amazing. But anyways, yeah. Or at least that's what I can remember from back then. But yeah, that was like probably like that's like 5 years ago almost. But yeah, that's a story time. That was my first few encounters of like supernatural stuff. So all this that you're doing, all this I'm seeing, yeah, is really nothing to me. Do you get it? But it all makes sense now to who I am and who God created me to be. So that's my story time, and I hope to do another story time actually. Quite fun. But hand on the Bible, that's a true story. I have others, but I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.